Welcome back to another episode of Dorm Talk. We're your hosts, Corbin.
And Riley.
And today our topic is, what is the point of a degree? So there's a lot of reasons. People go to college for a lot of different reasons. Some are to find themselves. Some people are just here for the education. Some people are looking for a good time. But really what it comes down to is your degree and what you spend time studying. But is it actually worth the time and money you put into it?
I think probably not.
Why?
Well, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying? I think it's pretty much pointless. It's you might as well go out and do your own thing, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like
learn on the job, basically.
Yeah, it's just I feel especially now, it's you're taking, for instance, kind of how I'm feeling right now is I'm taking classes I'm not passionate about, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I get you.
So, I feel I'm kind of wasting my time. Obviously, when you get, higher up, in your education, junior, senior, you start doing stuff you're really passionate about.
And you get, good knowledge up there, too. But it's such a build.
Yeah, it's definitely, takes a while for you to get to where you want to be.
And so many people change their minds, too, after, their first year.
Exactly. Well, also, major. It's we're young and, we don't know what we want to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I was a freshman.
Yeah.
I had no clue, so...
Yeah, my dad always says that, because I'm a business psychology and business economics major. My dad told me before I got to college that he thinks a business degree is the most useless degree you can get. Because it's depending on your degree, obviously, I can't go be an electric engineer without, knowing something about electric engineering, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's that degree's got value, but going in for business, you can still go out and start a business without a degree.
Yeah. Honestly, I know a bunch of people, it's just, I feel it's kind of pointless. I feel you could definitely just go out, and it's definitely, scary, though. I feel that's why people don't, because it's go to, I feel in society, yeah, go to high school, then the next step's go to college. That's what you're
expected to do
for most people who can afford it, obviously. But, sometimes I don't think that's...
people who can't afford it, though. There's
True.
People here who I hear are basically just fully on loans, and this is a state university that is relatively cheap.
Yeah. So, I feel in 10 years, it's going to be not a thing. I don't think college. I think it's going to be
10
more.
10 years?
10, 20.
You think college would just be
I think there'll be state universities, but we see schools close all the time.
Yeah.
You know? So it's I feel it's gonna become a little,
I feel like it's gonna get stronger.
You think?
I think more people are gonna be entering college instead of the workforce, even with things like the minimum wage going up in a lot of places, just because it's it's so ingrained into our heads now that it's almost for sure gonna be passed down to the next generation too. You know what I mean? How many people whose parents went to college are, for the most part, not going to college, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel it's one of those things that, once you start, it continues on for a while.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
But again, a lot of it depends on, what degree you actually have. For real. And, if you spend that time when you first get to school actually in the degree you're going to end up in. Because, you're an ant major now, anthropology.
Yeah.
But you think you're going to stay?
Hell no.
No. Because why, actually? Why don't you want to stay with that?
Anthropology?
Yeah.
I find it super interesting.
It's something you like.
My human origins class is super interesting.
Yep.
But it's just very vague, and to be honest, what I would want to do would be more go in the field.
Right.
If that makes sense. Go down to Africa and search for hominids and our ancestors.
Right.
That's what I would want to do, and search for their
remains.
Their fossils, obviously.
Yeah.
And bones. And so that's what I would want to do, and I find that super interesting, going in caves and going underwater looking for it. But the amount
are you gonna get a job?
No, I'm not gonna get a job doing that.
How many jobs?
I'll be a teacher.
Yeah, teaching anthropology to people who want to.
The people who most likely don't want to. I'll probably be teaching at a high school or something, and having kids who aren't listening to my class,
Yeah.
retaining nothing, and don't want to be in there. And I don't blame them. Like, there's certain classes you don't want to be in. It's like it's not interesting to you. It's almost like I feel like almost like with sports, like a lot of people say like, oh, you should be a 3-sport athlete. But if you're super passionate about a sport, like say running, I think you should just go full all in on running. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like that. Like with classes, I feel like if I'm super passionate about nutrition, I should just take nutrition classes.
Which you are.
Yeah, and then I'll become, say, a expert instead of being obviously a more diverse student in like a lot of fields, which I get why they do it. It's because like, that you want to be like, more diverse in your education, knowing more, being more, having more variety.
Right. Well, the thing is too, like I take a lot of like currently as a freshman, I'm taking a lot of entry level courses, right? Which is like important, obviously, to a degree, is like starting off. But like when I'm in my microeconomics class, we're basically like going through this whole roundabout process of explaining that companies are gonna make as much money as they can, and if they're not making as much money as they could, they're either gonna change their company or change their business model. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like very like it's things that you could kind of expect or like figure out on your own, but it just like is going into the math behind it and why, and it's like it's cool and everything, but also knowing why people want to make more money instead of less, like, doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I feel
all
like
that
after
much.
100,000, after you like hit that 100,000 mark, there's no real point in making more
per year.
Yeah, I think because there is the extent of like making money and like being happy, obviously, because if like you're living check to check, hand in mouth, it sucks. Like it's hard to be like happy, I guess. But then like when you get that extra 10,000, it's like, I can spend it on this, I can spend it on that, and materialistic things like that can make you happy. But I feel like once you get to that 100,000 mark and above, it's kind of like you kind of, I guess, materialistic things don't become that.
I think it depends on a few things. Like obviously, I came from a big family.
Yeah.
So like 100,000 for us, like I mean it's a good amount of money, but I've got 6 siblings.
Well, I'm talking just your income.
Yeah. But like
living on your own.
Yeah, but like if you have people to support too, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you're making 100,000 and you're 50 and your parents are like 80, 90, like you're going to spend a lot of that money on like, I mean if you're a good kid anyway, on making sure that they're set. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess it all depends. So I feel like at some point though, money definitely becomes irrelevant.
No, there's definitely a point where it's like,
because like, you see millionaires just not happy.
Well, like Jeff Bezos, dude, he has so much money, but like the thing, I bet if he were to lose $1 billion, like he wouldn't even realize.
You know what I mean? Like losing. Yeah.
Like
that's crazy.
I don't even know.
To think about.
Like, there's got to be a point where like it doesn't actually matter. But the question is a degree actually gonna like help you get to that point or not? Because especially
I think it definitely gives you a jump. Like there's certain things you need to do. Like what I want to go into, I need a degree to become like a college coach or anything.
Right.
Or like
some things you do. Like I agree, but like there's also things that like your degree means nothing.
Like honestly, like starting a business, you should just do it.
Well, I mean,
Gary V, bro, shout out, dude. He's like one of the best entrepreneurs ever. I don't know if you know who that is, but like honestly, like he would tell you just to drop out, go through that grind, like resell, just like go freaking buy like shoes or whatever and resell them. Do whatever you can. It's about that like. I truly believe in like success, obviously, but like you have to have those failures, and I feel like you have to go out and take some risk in life.
I mean, college itself is a risk.
No, it definitely is, but it's also like kind of safe too. Like if you get the degree, it's kind of safe.
I think it used to be like a really safe option, but now so many people have it. Like your bachelor's is like nothing compared to anyone else nowadays.
Yeah.
Like unless you've got a master's or higher, like you're really just kind of.
Well, yeah, I also know a lot of people literally who just work at like a grocery store who have a degree.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Well, and the thing is too, like minimum wage, at least in Maine where we are, is going up to $12 an hour, which like I mean, obviously, if you have a degree, you make more than that, but 12 is a lot more than, what was it, 750? It was a few years ago. Like, that amount that you're making without a degree is going up quite quickly, you know? Just starting pay. This doesn't count, like, time at a company. You know, if you work at McDonald's for 15 years, you're most likely going to get a raise at some point that brings you above.
Well, it's also like, what would you rather do? Would you rather, say, work and make a ton of money on something you're not really passionate about, or work something that you're super passionate about and feel like you're really, like, making a difference and make, like, no money?
Right. I know.
What would you rather do?
I'd rather get the degree and, you know, do what I got
I'm
to do.
No, not minus the degree, just, like, in
Mine's the
general.
degree. I want to work towards something that I think is going to obviously, like, make myself feel better, right?
So you'd rather, like, say if you were a janitor,
Yeah.
and you're really passionate about what you do and you really feel like you're making a difference, would you rather be that than be, like, a big businessman who makes $1 million
Easy.
and is just hates life? Or not hates life, but hates his job.
If
I feel pointless.
I want to make sure that, like, I'm doing something beneficial, you know,
Yeah.
not necessarily for me, but for the people around me.
Yeah,
Like,
same,
honestly,
same.
janitors, I mean, I don't want to say they're the unsung hero because, like, everyone, like, talks about, like, how awesome they are, and they deserve, like, all the recognition they get and more. But it's, like, without them, dude, I think of all the diseases people would get.
No,
in, like, a
yeah, no,
college
it
dorm.
definitely is.
Like,
yeah.
they're definitely protecting us from things like that, like, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And, yeah, their salaries are probably not that great. I guess I don't really know how much your typical janitor makes, but it's probably not as much as it could if they were, you know, doing something else.
Yeah.
But it really depends on, like, what do you think, like, what is your time worth, like, and how do you want to allocate it?
Yeah.
The other thing, too, about a degree is, like, it's not, like, an overnight thing, you know? Like, we're at a pretty cheap school, and it's still going to cost us about $80K to go from start to finish here, plus all the time we spend in class and out of class working on work and trying to, like, work at a job to get enough money to pay for the school, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's, like, it's a full commitment versus just going straight into the workforce where you can save up money or not, I guess, and just buy things that you want to buy, or, like, get an apartment and just do what you want to do. It's a big difference between getting a degree and not.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy. Life's crazy, but I don't know. I feel like so many people are just also, and just in life, are just so unhappy.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't understand it really. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about, like, waking up every day. It's like we're in an amazing, like, situation. But you could be, like, something, like, you know, you could be like a snail. Imagine that. Maybe you were.
You'd hate being a snail.
Yeah.
Jeez, you'd be so slow. No, you're right, though. Like,
I don't know. I feel like people definitely take it for granted. And I'm not going to, like, say I don't. I definitely do. It's just easy to, you know, take things for granted like that, though, I guess.
yeah, I mean, we do live in a place where, like, we get the opportunity to go and get, you know, college education without fear. Like, we've got, I mean, even if you don't have support from your family, like, you've got support from the government and your teachers, and there's, like, all sorts of ways. There's scholarships all across the internet and, like, magazines, like, wherever you can look, that are, like, helping people pay for school. So, like, it's so easy for, I mean, I say so easy as, like, a loose term, obviously, but, like, in comparison to other places, it's a lot easier for you to get a degree with or without support from people around you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you're from a third world country, like, and you want to go to Harvard, like, it's going to be way, way harder for you to get there.
Oh, yeah, easy. Yeah.
Like, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Just because you don't have those same resources. But, I mean, if you're from a third world country and you get to Harvard and you get, like, a good job because of your degree, like, that degree is obviously going to be worth way, way more to you than it is to someone who's been here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's crazy. It's just the amount of, like energy and
I know. I
money
think it's
and
also,
time.
yeah, it definitely is.
And, like, we're in the Sound Arts Lab right now. We've got a couple music majors outside this box that we're in that were helping us set up, and they were talking to us before we got in here how it's like, yeah, they get music degrees, but Like, what does that mean? It doesn't matter what your degree is in the music field if you're bad at making music, you know? Like, you have to actually, like, have good music to get anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's more work ethic in general
Yeah.
is what they're going to be looking for. Yeah, I degree making you through the door, but if you're trash at working or whatever, have no work ethic, you're going to get fired.
You can be the smartest guy in the world, but if you don't, like, apply yourself, like, it's just a waste. Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. I think it's been like 15 minutes or so we probably should start to wrap this up so we don't run over. If you guys haven't heard, 50 subscribers, Riley and I are going to be giving away a t-shirt. This is on YouTube, so you guys ought to get over there, hit the subscribe button. We're also on SoundCloud and Spotify, so you can listen to Dorm Talk there in the future. We have a few stickers left, so if anyone wants a sticker too, hit us up on our Instagram, follow it. I don't know, what else, Riley? What else we got to say?
That's about it. It's been a while.
Yeah, jeez. We haven't forgot about you guys. We recorded one a few weeks ago to release last week, but the recording got
deleted.
Yeah, it didn't save right, so it was gone. So I feel bad about that. We'd guest star Jeremy Vong, but hopefully we'll get him out here again in the future. So shout out to Jeremy Vong for coming and recording with us, even though we couldn't.
Oh, also I'm 20, so.
Yeah, Riley. Oh, yeah.
That lot's happened, guys. A lot's happened.
A lot has happened. Next episode, we'll have to catch up on everything that's happened, honestly.
We went bowling. It was pretty fun. Shout out. You know who you are, who went. Shout out you.
All right. So thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Peace.